The 10th edition of this conference, organized by the University of Colombo, was held under the theme Transforming Tourism for Sustainable Prosperity. Speaking at the event, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Professor Indika Karunatilaka, spoke on the strength of diversity in tourism.
Sri Lanka is such a diverse country with so many religions, so many cultures, and very long heritage that's going into thousands of years. So, in this diverse setting, how can we implement the tourism while ensuring and respecting that diversity? And how can we engage with those different cultures, the equity? And finally, but not the least, what's the experience that the tourists get? How can we link that with the sustainability? That is where the emergence and indulgence with the local culture, local heritage comes into play. So how can we discuss all these areas, the interconnection and the interplay with all these areas? I believe this conference can discuss how we can implement and maximize the impact based on those areas. I'm sure this conference will lead to very fruitful deliberations, not only ending up with the presentation, but going beyond.
Chairman of Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, Buddhika Hewawasam, spoke on multidisciplinary research in the tourism industry.
We need to do kind of multidisciplinary research in the tourism, and we need to be focused, we need to be strategized our particular aims of tourism development. Then we see the particular marketing as well as strategic marketing efforts of tourism. We know that the AI, artificial intelligence, has a kind of bigger role to play within next few years of tourism. So that role is need to be backed by the particular research, how we have been developing content, whether we have been including Reddit and other kind of things into the particular platforms, whether we've been able to get the graduates into this pathway, and getting new marketing solutions into the platform. So those kind of things are very important. And then there are issues of sustainability. We know, like say in Sri Lanka's tourism is biased toward the west in some time back. But now we know the particular transformation of the tourist source markets. We know that India become one of the biggest source markets of ours, and including the other Asia Pacific countries. Even after the post-COVID, we see interregional travel is lesser important than intra-regional travel. So that actually needs a lot of more research to understand these tourism psyches, profiles and things of that sort. So that cannot be done just by the particular industry people who are in one particular discipline, but it has to be done by the academia. So these research are actually more focused and more towards the particular industry's development, because we are expecting an inclusive tourism economy, and that inclusive tourism economy we need a lot of other elements of the particular other parts to be integrated in it. And one bigger integration has to be done through academia.
The third India-Sri Lanka Tourism Conclave, organised by the Consulate General of India in Hambantota, took place yesterday with the participation of Consul General of India in Hambantota, Harvinder Singh.
India and Sri Lanka have a very strong relationship. India has always come to Sri Lanka as the first responder, whether it is any natural calamity, these are times of pandemic or of economic crisis. Our relationship has become all the more special in the past 10 years, as India has made Sri Lanka a central pillar of its neighborhood first policy. A large number of foreign tourists are coming to Sri Lanka. Out of the total tourists that came to Sri Lanka last year, out of the total of 2.4 million, about 25 to 30% were from India. Similarly, from Sri Lanka also a large number of tourists go to India, although population of Sri Lanka is small, but still it is among the top 10 countries of foreign tourist arrivals in India. While people from India come to Sri Lanka primarily for tourism as well as for trade and commerce, Sri Lankans go to India for religious tourism, for medical treatments, as well as for business and trade. The last 2-3 years can be considered as watershed years between our two countries, as I personally see Indian tourism increasing exponentially. I am here for 2 years now, and in the last 2 years, 4 or 5 families, my close families, my friends, they have visited Sri Lanka. When they came to Sri Lanka, they had a different idea. But after staying here for 1 week, they want to visit Sri Lanka again and again.
Tourism delegates, business chambers, industry associations and private sector representatives attended the event.